Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to
D League. What's that word?
Moment of silence for the champions. They say we warriors. They say we did it again. Hands high for the champion. No surrender, no retreat. We take the battlefield over every time. They clap your hands for the champion. We came, we saw, we conquered everything in sight. Moment of silence for the champion.
D-League Opinions.
Opinions. Let's get to it today, bro. Let's get to it. I'm excited. Let's do it.
this is two-man crew today. Caleb, how you feeling?
You know, I'm feeling good. Had a little fun this weekend, man. Shout out North Carolina Central homecoming. We had a ball. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Didn't y'all get beat by Delaware
Hey, bro,
State?
that's besides the point. That's
Oof,
not that's besides the point. You know what I'm
oof.
saying?
Look like Deshaun Jackson was out there himself instead of coaching. Good lord. Couldn't have been that good of a time. Good lord, Jesus.
Moving on. Moving on.
But I'm glad you had fun at the homecoming, dog. Glad you made it back safe.
For sure, for
Want to
sure.
want to go ahead and talk about Brian Kelly. He's been fired
Ooh.
from being the LSU head coach. Um, I mean, something that you've kind of seen coming as far as LSU not having the records that they should be having. They've never made a playoffs under Brian Kelly. So I don't think it's that surprising. Halo, do you agree?
I don't think it's surprising at all. I mean, if you look at the caliber of talent he's had come through there and to not be able to get it done, I kind of seen it coming personally. So
Yeah, I don't think it was a bad decision. I don't think it was something that caught a lot of people off guard. Um,
no, not at
especially
all.
especially since they just lost to there's a ranked opponent. I mean, and they had it. They started off really well, but second half they just fell short.
Yeah.
Kind of like well, we'll talk about that later. We got to talk later. Uh, but I don't know who do you think takes the spot? LSU is a great football program, lots of money behind them. The atmosphere, the culture is on 10 all the time. I think it's a I think it might be a better opening than the Penn State job. Do you agree?
I agree 100%. Who replaces that job though? That's a good question. Do you go? I mean, I'm pretty sure that Mike McDaniel, right? Hear me out on this, right? Mike McDaniel wouldn't mind the LSU job, especially the style of play he likes to play. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind it, leaving the NFL, getting him a good little breather, like Matt Rule, you know what I'm saying? Or
I
maybe
I,
even they put James Franklin right there. Who knows?
I think it's rare that happens, jumping from head coach in the NFL to head coach of college football. But I think it does have a good history of working out for your program. You look at Matt Rule, and then you look at Nick Saban, jump from what
Hmm.
was it, the Dolphins
Yep.
to Alabama. Yeah. So I
Yep.
mean, I could kind of see it happening at the same time with college kids. You need to be sterner with college kids,
Yeah.
like with the NFL guys. You can tell them, hey, I'm a fine you. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that. But the college kids, you need to be a little sterner. And Mike McDaniel is such a laid back coach, and I feel like that's what hurts them is that he's such a laid back coach. He's an offensive coordinator more than anything. So I feel like that's what
I
hurts
feel
them.
that. I feel
Um,
that too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a couple of coaches out there that could be looked at. It's funny because Penn State job opened up, and we talked about Kurt Cinetti,
Mm.
and like a couple of days later,
Hmm.
Kurt Cinetti had that big bonus.
I was just about to
Um,
say, didn't he resign or something like
yep,
that?
yep,
That's
big
crazy.
contract, big contract. So I mean, you have James Franklin to look at. You have the BYU coach, which BYU is what 8-0. Um,
Yeah.
and then you have the Vanderbilt coach who's 7-1. So for both Penn State and LSU, it's some openings to look at.
It's
I
like really
believe.
up in the air, bro. Honestly, you don't know who they're gonna put right there. I mean, do you give it to James Franklin or does he go somewhere else? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Do you replace a James Franklin with another James Franklin? I feel like
Um. Okay. So my thing is this though, with James Franklin, James Franklin can win the big game because he literally has because he's made it all the way to the point where he almost made it, even though almost doesn't count.
but who did they
He's
play
almost
though?
made it to the national.
I'm gonna look it up.
I'm about to say because they almost made it to the national championship. They were like one play away.
They
I think.
did, but they was facing competition that really wasn't on their level. As soon as they faced somebody,
I think it was Notre Dame. It wasn't Notre Dame. Yeah,
they
they
got
played
beat by
Notre
Notre
Dame.
Dame.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, you don't think Notre Dame was on their level at that time?
I do. That's the problem. When he plays the team that's on his level, they don't match it. You know what I'm saying? Hold on,
I get that too.
I'm
I
gonna
get
find
that
it
too. I get that too.
right here because I don't remember. I think they played Indiana second round. I don't know. My Wi-Fi isn't the fastest right now for some odd reason.
Yeah, I think they did. Let's see.
I think they was off. God dang it, what's going on? Am I okay? Because my internet is very slow right now.
No, I think you're good.
That's what it was.
They
They
beat
played. So they
first round.
first round was SMU, and then the second round was Boise State.
Yep.
So it's like
Yep.
both of
And
those
then they played
teams,
Notre Dame and lost
you
by
know,
3.
Boise State, they only made it because of Ashton Genty, and they were facing these
enough.
lower teams. You know what I'm saying? Like they went undefeated
Fair
and won
enough.
their conference, yes, but they were facing these lower teams. Then they faced a team that finally has the strength to really control their offensive line. As Jenny, he had a good game minus those fumbles, but still he got shut down. You know, so
He did.
what did you say?
I said he did. I
Oh,
mean,
okay,
he
my
got shut
bad.
down.
I didn't. My fault. I thought you said something else. Um, go back and
We're
watch it.
being rational. We're being rational. We're being rational.
Go back and watch. You can be like, oh, that's what he thought he said. But yeah, as soon as Penn State faced somebody that was their competition, they folded. Oregon this year, they folded. Oregon last year
They did.
folded.
They
Ohio
did.
State. I don't think he's ever beaten Ohio State. Yeah, man, it just
No, no,
wasn't pretty.
no, they beat us. They beat us 1 year. They beat us 1 year.
What year was that?
It was that year where I don't remember what year specifically, but I just remember Saquon running a kick to the opening kickoff return to the house, like the very first play of the game. I do remember that.
I'm looking it up. Don't worry. Let's see. What year is this? The last
Or
time.
have they not?
Wait, did you say Saquon?
Like, wait,
It was 2016, dog.
yeah. I mean, it might have been that long. Honestly,
Urban
dog.
Meyer was the head coach.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, I don't think
Urban Meyer was the head coach.
James Franklin is going to end up somewhere. I don't think it's LSU though. I think
I can't keep helping him, bro. I can't.
You can't. You cannot.
No.
No, but I do think that Vanderbilt head coach gets a promotion via another program. He's
He's making Pavia look really good.
Yes, and they had a good year last year, so it's not like they're fluking this year. I feel like they've built on what they had last year. So no, I like Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to kind of put my attention on another coach that hasn't performed. Like you would think that he should perform given the history of that program, and it's the Miami head coach Mario Cristobal. I feel like Miami is the same situation as LSU, where they have a ton of money in their program, and a program that hasn't been like that in quite some time. If you look at it last year it was a team with a lot of talent, but they kept having these close games with teams they shouldn't have had close games with. Wound up losing a couple times down the road, and then they missed the ACC championship. I think that if he doesn't make the playoffs within the next 3 years, I think he's fired.
Think he getting the boot? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with a program with history.
See it clear as day.
You said what?
That's how you see it clear as day. I mean,
Yes.
it's the new fashion, new norm right now. You
Yes.
don't win the playoff game,
Yeah. So, no, I think that they have the talent to make the playoffs this year. At the same time, they had it last year. You know what I'm saying? My brother Jerry, he's a Miami fan, so we bought tickets. You know what I'm saying? We bought tickets to the ACC championship game, thinking they was gonna make it, and he lost with the last 2 out of 3 games. I mean, they better tighten up. I don't
I'm
know
gonna
what's up.
pray for your brother, man.
Hey,
I
hey, but
love you,
real quick,
Jerry. I
real
love you,
quick.
Jerry.
You see that freshman wide receiver Miami got?
Malachi Tony,
Bruh. Bruh. I saw that first game. I said, he a dog, bruh.
dog.
Yeah, he's impressed. What impresses me is that how he will fight for yards, and you usually
Hmm.
don't see wide receivers doing that, which is for a good reason. Wide receivers aren't built big and strong, so they don't fight for yards too much. But
No, they don't.
I like his tenacity. I think he's going to be something.
He's a
First round
dog.
pick. I'm gonna call it. He's gonna be a first
He's a
round pick.
dog. He's a
I'm gonna call it.
dog.
No, he's a dog for sure. But let's get right into it. First up, we got the Panthers.
Mm.
Panthers got smacked 40-9. Yes,
Mm.
40-9. Um, Bryce Young was hurt. He was out with an ankle injury. In comes Andy Dalton, which there was a small sect of Panthers fans saying that Andy Dalton was better. He showed that he wasn't. It was really egregious.
Hmm.
So, Caleb, do you
Hmm.
think that this shows that Bryce Young isn't the problem in Charlotte?
I think that if this game didn't open their eyes that they need to build around Bryce, then they're just not going to get the picture
Yeah,
at this point. I love it. I like the fact that they see that without their quarterback, oh, maybe we can't get it done. Maybe it isn't Rico Dowdle. It isn't Chuba Hubbard. It isn't Tedderall McMillan. It isn't none of those guys. It's Bryce.
it's
And
Bryce.
I hope that they open their eyes and realize that soon.
Yeah, and they have to. I think as far as all season goes, what they're showing, they got to get a good veteran wide receiver, one
Mm-hmm.
that can actually play, and then
Mm-hmm.
number two, they gotta draft defense heavy, heavy. They gotta
Mm-hmm.
they gotta get some off the line linebackers, and they gotta get some DB help.
Mm-hmm.
Because that 40 points is atrocious. I understand it's the Bills, but the Bills haven't been looking like the Bills this whole season. So I think that they need to go defense heavy in the draft. Caleb, you agree?
I agree 100%. If I'm them, I'm definitely aiming for Sonny Styles. And not even just because it's my team, but Sonny Styles is a once in a lifetime middle linebacker. Um,
You don't think they should trade up and get Caleb Downs?
I mean, you can get Caleb Downs, but it's just like look at what you're gonna have to get up to get Caleb Downs. You know what I mean?
I don't think you have to get far. I think that at the top of the draft, let's
You don't
look
think he's
at.
going top two? I think honestly this might be the first time in a while we've seen a safety go in the top three.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. For
Bro, my,
sure.
my computer is running so slow right now. But as far as what, forget it. But as far as the draft order right now, I feel like it's a lot of QB needy teams right now. Now,
Definitely.
now, of course, always when you get to the top 5, top 10, it's QB needy teams with QBs that they want to keep, and it doesn't make sense that they should keep them. I think
Mm.
that, and going off topic a little bit, I think that a team that's kind of in a similar situation is the Browns in the sense of they have their QB Dylan Gabriel who doesn't look good, and they're gonna stay
He
with
looks
Dylan Gabriel. They're not going to sit him, but I think they should give Shadur a try, just because you see what Dylan Gabriel got. It's not much. And Caleb, you good?
all right. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good.
Caleb, you here with me? And we are going to take one break. Give us a second. Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that. We had a couple of technical difficulties. But Caleb, what were you saying about Caleb Downs?
Yeah, I was thinking this might be like in the first time in a little minute that we've seen a safety go probably top three. Probably top three.
Top three?
If
Yeah,
if team if teams were smart, I'd get him top three.
I don't see a lot of prospects better than him right now. I think
No,
he's performing his ass off. So I agree. But
definitely.
you know how teams reach for quarterbacks. Steelers drafted Kenny Pickett in the first round. So the teams reach for quarterbacks all the time. But we will see how that goes. We will be doing draft episode, a special draft episode. So I'm excited for that when that comes around. But moving on to the Vikings.
Mm.
Vikings had their ass handed to them pretty
Yeah.
bad. Can't remember the score. It wasn't good. It really wasn't good at all.
It was about as worse as the Panthers game.
It was real bad. I watched for the first half. I didn't watch for the whole thing. But Carson Wentz, he went down with an injury, grabbing his shoulder pretty bad. I'm like, okay, JJ McCarthy about to come in. And Carson Wentz never left the field. He played the whole game. Turns out he has to have season-ending shoulder surgery. So now it's JJ McCarthy time again. Caleb, do you think he comes back better than he was before?
I think that, yeah, I think he does because that first game, I think he showed us well enough what he can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like he was banged up a little bit, but I feel like the kid he wins. I feel like we're watching, we're witnessing a winner, and I think that that's his team there in Minnesota, and it proves when he's on the field they're a different team. So
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree. I'm sorry, but I think he's kind of a wide receiver merchant where they have two number ones. I keep saying that they have two number ones at wide receiver, and they have a good tight end. I feel like you can scheme, JJ McCarthy in a place where he doesn't lose the game for the Vikings. I don't think he necessarily will win it for the Vikings, you know. But I do think that they can have success. I think they gave up 37 points to the Chargers. So I think that that game was kind of fluky as far as defense. It's just hard to have, stable defense, week to week because there's so many factors with the defense. But I think that they're still a good defense. You know what I'm saying? 37 points is atrocious, but I still feel like they can get it done when they need to. Caleb, do you agree?
uh, I agree. Their defense is a little shaky, but I don't agree with the him being a wide receiver merchant because if they were a wide receiver merchant team, they would have beat the Chargers the other day, but they didn't.
Yeah, but
It's
Carson Wentz.
like,
First of all,
yeah,
Carson Wentz is Carson Wentz. Second of all, Carson Wentz had that injury early, and it threw him off the rest of the game. Which that's a coaching malpractice because they should have took him out.
which is definitely the coach's fault, and I definitely agree. But it's like before that, they were 2-2. You know what I mean? With Carson, like they were like he can win games pretty much. Like he can win games. Like, but with the injury, they shouldn't have put him out there. They should have went somewhere else, but they didn't. But that's another discussion for another day.
Yeah, it is. I do think that they still have their success. I think that if we're looking at their division, I think we're looking at. I don't know who finishes number one. I think both teams, the Packers and the Lions, are pretty nice, pretty solid teams who they have their weaknesses, but what they're good at, they're really good at. But I think at third, we get the Vikings and then the Bears. The Bears had their good little run, but they lost pretty bad. Excuse me. They lost pretty bad Sunday to the Ravens, 30-16. Which the Ravens, I don't know why they had Cooper Rush at quarterback. It didn't fit their offense at all. But they picked up Tyler Huntley, who was the backup for the past couple years, and they saw success and they beat the Bears 30-16. Caleb, the Bears are sitting at 4-3. Do you feel like they can finish the season at like 9-8, 8-9? Do you feel like they can finish kind of strong?
I liked a little bit what I seen from Caleb Williams. I liked it. Do I feel like they can finish 9-8? Yeah, I give them 8-9, 9-8, somewhere right in there. But do I feel like I will say the only thing they're missing is they're missing a one. Either they're not trying to get DJ Moore the ball or he's not who the DJ Moore we remember. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Uh,
I think that oh, really tough for DJ Moore going from the hapless Panthers to the hapless Bears in a position where they weren't using right. Play defensive
mhm.
players on the field after games telling him, "Hey, they ain't using you right." So I think that
Literally,
they're having success, but I think DJ Moore just needs to find a new starting point. You know what I'm saying?
he does.
Yeah, but Caleb Williams looked better than he did last year. Obviously,
Mhm.
it's a year under his belt, so obviously he's going to look better. But he does look better than he did last year. I'm still not completely sold on him, but I don't know. I felt like this Bears team was going to go like 8-9. You know what I'm saying? People had the
Yeah.
Bears going like 12-5 or whatever because Ben Johnson came and yada yada yada. I didn't see it, but I do think they go 8-9.
No.
Kayla, you agree?
I agree. I agree. 9-8, 8-9. They could squeeze out in 10-7, just depending on what type of momentum they pick up.
Yeah,
We'll just have to see.
yeah. No, we'll see. But moving on to the Steelers and the Packers who played last night. Now, I had to be up at 5 a.m. I got work in the morning, you know? So I was like, all right, I'm going to watch till halftime. And I'm going to go to bed. Halftime, it was, I think it was 16-9 at halftime
You
or,
do this every
or 7.
time. You do
Bro,
this every time.
it was like 16, I'm like, all right, bro, we good. I'm going to bed. Wake up, we lose 35-25. Bro, I
You
don't know
do
what
this
happened.
every time.
Bro, bro, I text some girl, I was like, it's another week and another day of me going to bed early at halftime and waking up confused as hell. Because it happened with the Eagles and Giants game too. I'm like, what happened, dog? That wasn't supposed to be a close game. All of a sudden, the Eagles getting blown out. I don't know. I don't know, bro. But did you watch the game, Caleb?
I watched a little bit of it, man, but I had to doze off myself. I saw where the tide changed a little bit. And I was like, yeah, I
Yeah.
think that'll do it for me right there. Um,
What I saw was Tyler Kraft, the tight end for the Packers,
he was going crazy.
he had 127 yards, which didn't surprise me because he was eating in the first half. He beat a little dump off option. Jordan Love dump it off to him, and somehow he get a first down on like 2nd and 10. And it's like, what are we doing? Why are we letting this tight end get yards after the catch? He's not,
Then the second dump off he scored. I was like, oh, so it's gonna be this type of game. Okay, I
bruh.
see.
I don't know what happened at all. Tale of two halves for the Steelers, and I feel like that kind of represents the Steelers season, where we're not iffy half to half, but we are iffy game to game. You know,
Mhm.
sometimes we look spectacular, sometimes we do not. I don't know if it's being in a prime time slot or what it is, but we got it. We got to get it right.
Yeah.
Excuse me. D3 had an opinion, but he's not here, so we're not gonna let his opinion happen. Show up, nigga. But Caleb,
Show up to your job,
show up to your
nigga.
job. Caleb, were you impressed by the Packers?
I'll put it like this. I was more so impressed with y'all keeping up with the Packers. I'll put it like that.
Okay.
And it's not even a diss towards y'all, it's more so a diss towards the Packers because it's like, y'all's offense is more tailored toward, y'all are a momentum team. Like y'all are run, 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 play action, then y'all start passing the ball. That's y'all scheme. That's how y'all play football. But for y'all to be able to keep up with the Packers who have this quote unquote explosive playbook, I think LaFleur needs to go back to the drawing board a little bit. And I'll leave it at that.
No, I agree. I think that I don't know. It's always time for a mix up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it
Yeah.
comes midway through the season where you're like, all right, teams are starting to figure this out. Let's go back to the conversation we was having in the summer about implementing this. So sometimes that mix up needs to happen. So I agree. But I still think that the Panthers finish. I'm sorry. I think the Packers finish as a top three seed. I think.
Yeah, I give him two, actually. Two in the NFC. I don't
Actually,
know.
I don't know, bro. The Lions look real good.
I get that. I get that. Like, trust me, I get that. Like, trust me, I get that. But it's just like my only concern with the Lions is their momentum. They're such a momentum based team. You don't know who's going to be the heavy hitter for them. Like usually, like Gibbs get the ball, but it's just like Jameer has been so. You know what I'm trying to say?
No.
Like I'm not saying he's been wishy-washy, but it's just like look at Bijan. We talked about Bijan, right? You know what Bijan's gonna do when he gets the ball, right?
Yes.
With Jameer, it's like some games you see it now. Like it's like every other game with him now. It used to be every game. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying. I'm looking it up because I actually don't agree with you and I don't believe you. I think you're lying to me. Because I feel like he's been
Like I'm not saying
consistent.
that he hasn't been eating. I'm just saying like it's. I mean, it's
Like
Jameer. It's Jameer. It's Jameer. Last year, like Jameer last year would, yeah, that 70-yard touchdown run that he had this last pass game, he would have had like two of those already.
I don't think so, dog. I think that it's harder for him this year because the line is worse. Which it doesn't mean the
Yeah.
line is bad, but I feel like the line is worse. I feel like some games he might have a lower game, and David Montgomery might perform more. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's more of a balancing act than anything else. And not only that, but you also have a top 5 receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown, who
Oh, he's top five.
number 5. But yeah, who you got in front of him? Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Jackson Smith, in Jigba. Who you
I,
see?
I give him four.
Yeah, I give it to him.
I give him
Um,
four. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I just had to think about it for a second. Like, who would be in front of him if it was the opportunity? I mean, so
I
who's
mean,
five? Who's five?
Puka, you could have Puka at 5. But other than that,
Okay, Puka's
I
five.
mean, you could have Puka at 4, but at 5, I don't know. Puka and Amon Ra fighting for 4 and 5.
Yeah, definitely. By
Yeah,
far, yeah.
and what's
I
hurting?
agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, what's hurting Puka right now is the injuries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, but I think that I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see how he performs when he comes back. Yeah, but I think that the Lions, when they're on top, when they're on top of their game, they're on top of their game, and I feel like you know they're they're gonna have a couple of games where they don't look good, but I think it's gonna be less games than the Packers have where they don't look good. So I think give me the Lions in that division.
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah, I agree because at the end of this, it's just like that dual running back group that's gonna be hard to beat in playoff time.
It is.
So
It is. Okay, and moving on, especially if they go to Detroit.
yeah,
If you got a down south team going to Detroit, yeah, it's gonna
yeah, it's loud in Detroit too.
be, it is. It is. Oh, Detroit got a dome, don't they?
Yep, it's loud in
They got a
Detroit.
dome. But yeah, it will be loud. But moving on, I want to talk about the best 500 and below teams. So the teams that are at 500 or below are the Cowboys, Texans, Ravens, Panthers, Falcons, and Bengals. Caleb, do you feel like any of those teams are? And I feel like there's more. Did I not? Oh, those are the teams that actually have a shot at being the best under 500 team. There was a couple
Okay.
of teams that didn't look good, like the Dolphins. Like, I'm not going to include the Dolphins
Yeah,
in
nah.
this conversation. But Caleb, which team do you think is the best at 500 or below?
Um, if I'll be honest, bro, I like the Falcons. I like the Falcons. Not I like the Falcons only because I feel like they're gonna catch wind. And I may be wrong, but I feel like Bijan's definitely up for offensive player of the year for sure. Um,
Mm, maybe, maybe.
I
But
mean it's either him or Jonathan Taylor,
Jonathan
honestly.
Taylor is going crazy right now.
Yeah, but I honestly feel like Jonathan Taylor might just win MVP, bro. Like
I don't think he does it.
you don't think he's gonna be the one that's been it's been a minute. It's been a
No,
minute.
I think the one that had the best chance was it was Saquon, and I think
Last year.
and then Derrick Henry had a chance too, and they didn't give it to him. So I feel like they're just going to
Mhm.
give it to the quarterback. It's a quarterback award.
I got you. I feel that. I
I
feel
think
that.
I think Baker is probably better off winning it, or Patrick Mahomes, your boy, the media darling.
You know what? I ain't
But
mad at it. But no, okay, matter of fact, I take that back. I take that back. I take that back. The fact. Hmm. Because I watch the Texans play. It's just like I don't think that they figured out themselves offensively yet.
they haven't. They haven't. They did a couple years. Was it last year or two? No, 2 years ago. They
Two
did
years
2 years
ago.
ago, and then teams adjusted to them, and they didn't figure out how to adjust back.
Let's see.
You want me to go? I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead,
So I,
bro.
I got two teams. Number one is the Ravens.
Yeah.
The Ravens were heavily injury riddled. Finally figured out the backup quarterback situation with Tyler Huntley, which that might be, what I call the backup quarterback theory, where the backup quarterback comes in 3-4 games, show out, all of a sudden get shut down. You know,
Yeah.
so that might happen. At the same time, Tyler Huntley does fit what they want to do on offense because he's the closest thing to Lamar backup wise. So I
Makes
think
sense.
that as they get players back, I feel like they're going to improve. I don't think they improve. I don't know. It'll be tough. It will be tough. I don't think they improve to anything like 11-6 or anything like that. But I do think their record looks better than it does right now. And then going back what you were saying about the Falcons. The Falcons are a very iffy team. You know, I feel like they should have beat the 49ers when they had them. Instead, they lost. I think it was 23-10. Um,
Yep.
but they're a really good team. They're a team that, as you said, figuring it out. They're just not consistent for some reason. Sometimes they'll look great, sometimes they won't, and it's very weird. I don't know. It might be Raheem Morris trying to figure it out as far as being a second year head coach. Which the first year I don't remember. I don't remember where he was with his first stint. I think he was with the Buccaneers. I think he led them to 10-7 his last year, and they fired him. So I don't know. That was weird. But it might be his second year with the team, just figuring them out and figuring out what's best for them, what position them put guys in. So
Yeah.
I do want them to see success. You know, I know in our team draft that we did, I believe I picked the Falcons or you picked the Falcons.
I think it was you. No, no, it might have been me. It might have been me.
Either I picked them or you picked them. I was mad because I wanted them. But
Yep.
no, I like the Falcons. I think they can have success. Moving on to some upcoming games, we have the Vikings and the Lions. Do
Ooh.
you see that being close?
I see it close. 27-24 Vikings.
27-24. Yeah,
Yep.
I think that what helps the defense is playing a team that you play twice a year,
Yep.
every single year. So you have more time to figuring them out. Um, JJ McCarthy, man, I don't know. That's a real good Lions defense, dog. That's a
And,
real
and they're clicking. They are clicking, but I give them that 3-point win over Detroit. I give them that 3-point win. Just because Detroit's all their DBs aren't back, and like you said, they're playing two number one. So
yeah. But you see how that went when they played the Buccaneers.
this is not Tampa Bay.
But it's JJ McCarthy.
But that's Justin Jefferson and that's Jordan Addison.
Yeah, but if you remember what happened with the Buccaneers, the Lions were sending so many different stunts and stuff like that it rattled.
Well, first of all, Tampa Bay doesn't have nowhere near the line Minnesota has.
So I smell coffee. I think cats out there making coffee. But
Uh,
what'd you say? You
I
said
said
Tampa Bay doesn't.
Tampa Bay doesn't have the line that Minnesota has.
I don't know
Nowhere
about
near.
that.
Oh, I'm for sure.
You
I'm
think so?
positive. I'm positive.
I don't know about that. I do think that they still have guys. The Lions still have guys that can beat the Vikings offensive line. And I feel like if they can rattle JJ McCarthy, he's going to throw some errant throws where it doesn't matter who the wide receiver is. Also,
I still give it to them.
Brian Branch is back.
Ah,
So I mean, they're getting help back. They're getting guys back. Where last game it was their first game. You know what I'm saying? And the first game in a while coming back from injury. So yeah, no, I like the Lions. I do like the Lions. I like the Lions by 6. Let's do that.
okay. Okay. I like that.
And then moving on to I don't know. I put this game on here for a reason. I don't remember The reason, the Panthers and the Packers.
Is Bryce coming back?
I don't know. Let's see if he practiced. Well, they
Okay.
didn't practice at all today, but I'm not sure. It didn't look like his ankle injury was a serious ankle injury, so probably
Yeah.
bet on Bryce coming back.
Okay, so if Bryce is playing, I think they get a redemption game because I feel like Green Bay is gonna slip up one of these games, and I feel like this is one of those games we talked about where the Panthers have that momentum win that carries them. You know what I mean?
I heard you saying.
So, what I think I'm gonna go Panthers. I'm gonna go Panthers by 4, like 28-24.
Okay. You know, on one hand, it's any given Sunday, right?
Yep.
On the other hand, these Packers are outclassing the Panthers like at every step. So it's like, do I go for the upset or do I go for something that makes sense? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes. And the only reason I went for the upset, bro, before you make your decision, is because of how I saw them play. That's the only reason. Because I feel like they're gonna slip.
I understand that. Yeah, I'm gonna choose the Packers. I don't think it's today. I don't think it's this Sunday that they'll slip. I think it'll be against a divisional opponent.
I got you.
Yeah. Moving on to the Broncos and the Texans. You have the Texans trying to bounce back. They just won their last game against, it don't matter. They just won their last game, and the Broncos are 6-2. Broncos
Yeah.
look nice. The Broncos look really nice. They just had to come back for a win versus the Giants. So, you know, giving up 38 points in the game, I don't think it's a testament to any type of anything for their defense. I feel like their defense is still a top 3, top 5 defense and top 3, top 2 defense. So I like the Broncos. I think the Broncos handle that. What you think, Caleb?
I think the Broncos handle it too. I think the Broncos get it done for sure.
Yes. Which the Texans beat the Niners. Which the
Yes.
Niners are performing better than they should, considering that they've had injuries out the wazoo also.
They have. They
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. So
Get better, Fred.
dog, that hurt, boy. Seeing Fred go down like that,
Man,
it was tough because he was having a legitimate case for Defensive Player of the Year, and then to go down like that,
man, hurt my
Crazy.
soul.
crazy. And then we're gonna wrap this up with the Chiefs and the Bills.
You don't even gotta ask me that question, bro.
What'd you say, Bills by 10?
Yeah, bro. Bills under 10, bro.
Bills under 10.
Bills
Josh-
under 10.
Josh Allen 300 passing, 100 rushing, 3 touchdowns.
For today only, $5 gonna win you 10,000. No, bro, but
No,
hey,
I feel like
give me my boys by 20, man. Give me the Chiefs by 20.
20.
20.
I think it's gonna be real interesting. I think y'all are finding y'all groove again.
Rasheed's
Um,
back. And we're gonna see it tonight. We're gonna see it tonight, matter of fact. We're gonna see it tonight.
We're gonna see it tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, because I play the Commanders tonight, right? That's
Yep.
right. That's right. I feel like the Bills had that 40-9 win over the Panthers. At the same time, it's the Panthers without their quarterback. So I feel like it can boost their
Yep.
head up a little bit. And, it could come crashing down against the Chiefs.
I definitely agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah. No, I agree with it too. And that's it. That's all we have. Thank y'all for watching. And we will see y'all next time.
Peace.
Moment of silence for the champions. They say we warriors. They say we did it again. Hands high for the champion. No surrender, no retreat. We take the battlefield over every time. They clap your hands for the champion. We came, we saw, we conquered everything in sight. Moment of silence for the champion.
D-League Opinions.